Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So it would appear that HBO, i.e. Warner, Time Warner, and such forth, or Warner Media, have decided to capitalise on the current coronavirus, so the lockdown, and we now have an official release date for HBO Max. Now, obviously, look, I've started this video by saying they're definitely capitalising on it. We don't know. You know, we've had rumours and rumblings that they were going to be starting for quite a while. But I would say that this is a ramp up on that, and definitely like more for them. Why not? Why wouldn't you do this? Everyone's at home. People need it. If anything, I think they should release it a lot sooner. But it's dependent on what original properties they've got for it, which are, again, pre-filmed and good to go, because a lot of production has been halted. But yes, we now have HBO Max official launch date. Now, we don't know for a fact whether they are going to be closing down DC streaming. I have been rumouring that for so long. It would make sense that they do that. I mean, we had this announced, and off the back end of that, we then had talks of certain shows cancelling and things like that. So I do think the DC streaming will move over to HBO Max. It wouldn't make any sense that they would have multiple streaming platforms for multiple monthly subscriptions. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, Warner Media has set the start date for HBO Max, and it is slated to come into the streaming wars on May 27th. Now, again, I would say that this is, a byproduct of the coronavirus lockdown. I don't see why it wouldn't be part of that. But interestingly enough, this is obviously over on Variety. And they state that the subscription streaming package with some 10,000 hours of content out of the gate will debut May 27th in the US. That is quite a lot. I mean, it obviously pales in comparison to what Disney Plus has, but that's still a good amount. And they're only set to increase that. Now, out of all of the companies which are entering this streaming fray, HBO Max has the biggest potential to compete with Netflix. That's firmly what I believe, mainly because they have a ton of money. They have similar money to Disney Plus, but they have a different audience, and that's what we need to remember here, right? Disney Plus predominantly is an audience for families. That's what they're catering to. Yes, they do show a bunch of other stuff, and yes, there are other things on there, but no adult really wants to watch highly censored material of old movies. It's dumb. Okay, they got into a bit of controversy recently over censoring the butt of the woman in Splash. Super lame. No adult really wants their movies tampered with that much. They don't really want it censored that much. So HBO Max has a better target audience for more money. So I firmly believe that HBO Max has the potential to outcompete Disney Plus. I mean, yes, I do know that people will be getting Disney Plus for families, but family units are actually on the decline and have been for some time. Again, it's not saying that it's good or anything like that. It's not, but whatever. Now the price is going to be $14.99. Good price. It is more expensive than Disney Plus. I mean, that's more expensive than what Disney Plus is in the UK. But again, different target market. They are going for, I would imagine, singletons, couples, workers, adults, things like that. Again, with more expendable cash. Families don't quite have so much expendable cash, generally speaking. They're a family. They've got more outgoings. So $14.99 makes sense. And it competes directly with Netflix, I believe. I mean, that sounds about right for what we would pay in the UK anyway. Now they say that is actually the same as HBO. Now again, we don't have HBO in the UK, so I don't really know. But that's great. If you get HBO and then HBO Max all for the same price, that's insane. That's a bargain. Now Warner Media announced that the launch date was on Tuesday. That's when they announced it, after earlier running online ads with the info. So a bit of a balls up there. They run some ads and then they're like, oh, should probably announce that. Now, HBO Max is the tagline, anyway, where HBO meets so much more. Fine. What can you read into with a tagline like that? I mean, not too much, to be honest. But it will include all programming from HBO, which will have a slate of new original series, third-party licensed content like Friends. I believe that's come off Netflix as well. So HBO have pulled that from Netflix, and The Big Bang Theory and South Park. I'm fairly certain these are items which have been pulled off Netflix. So that, and also Studio Ghibli films. Because Netflix has a whole bunch of the Studio Ghibli films now. So it sounds like they are firmly competing with the Netflix model and the Netflix target market, which is everywhere. Disney Plus is mainly families. And regardless of whether they are mainly targeting families or not, that's the connotation that Disney Plus has. So that's fascinating. Now, New Line and DC, like Joker, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and The Matrix, Casablanca, and The Wizard of Oz will all be on there. That's awesome. That's fantastic. That is a huge roster of movies from Warner Brothers to have over on a streaming platform. That really, really is. Now, HBO Max will be stocked with content from other Warner Media brands, including CNN, TNT, TBS, truTV, Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Networks, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, and Looney Tunes. Now, all of those things, not something that we really have in the UK, so it's not something that I can really comment on. You'll have to let me know down below if that is appealing or not, because again, it's not something that we have in the UK. Now, the main thing that I think most people will be interested in is the slate of new original series. Now, I know that HBO is looking at capitalizing on horror original series. Now, I know that from my sources. I can't let you know exactly what it is, but let's talk about, let's just say they are classic cult 80s horror movies, which are set to get series spin-offs, right? Series which I actually have a lot of optimism for. I think they're going to be really good, especially based on the producers involved and the writers' rooms. I think they are going to be very, very good. More on that later when I actually can reveal stuff. But anyway, now originals on HBO Max are set to be available starting May 27th, which includes scripted comedy Love Life starring Anna Kendrick from Lionsgate Television and Paul Feig's Feigco Entertainment, which is a documentary film on the record about accusations of sexual harassment and rape against hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons. Legendary, an underground ballroom dance competition series, Craftopia, hosted by YouTube star Lord DIY, don't know who the hell that is, and an all-new Looney Tunes cartoons from Warner Brothers Animation and Sesame Workshops, the Not Too Late Show with Elmo. Sounds fine. Like, it sounds like they've got a really good, diverse amount here. Studio Ghibli films, yes, absolutely. And again, Friends, Big Bang Theory, South Park, these are all things which were on Netflix, I believe. So they've definitely nabbed them. They are firmly targeting Netflix as their competitor. Not so much Disney Plus, by the sounds of it, which I think is cool. I think that's good. I think it goes to show what this is and what the target market is, which is super important when we're talking about these things. So we'll scroll back down. Now, it obviously says the COVID-19 crisis has delayed some HBO Max originals, which I alluded to at the start. For example, a Friends reunion special with a cast of the favourites 90s era sitcom will not be available at launch, but that was originally planned. So they're taking over. They got a lot of promising things on this. Now, it says obviously HBO Now subscribers who are billed directly through HBO will get access to HBO Max at launch for no extra cost. So again, they're doing the right thing by their current day subscribers. That's really, really cool. And then they're all going to be automatically upgraded to HBO Max. Perfect. Warner Media's theory with HBO Max is that built as a superset of what's on HBO, it can add millions of incremental new customers to the existing HBO Now subscriber base by luring them in with a bigger bucket of content, which they will. Again, I'm optimistic for this. I actually think this will be good. Which is crazy to say, but yeah, I think they will be good. And also as well, you know, any company which rivals Disney, I'm all for. Absolutely. Bring them down a peg or two. Now, their statement was, our number one goal is having extraordinary content for everyone in the family, and the HBO Max programming mix we are so excited to unveil on May 27th will bear that out, which is from Greenblatt, which is the chairman of Warner Media Entertainment, and the direct-to-consumer. Again, that's what he's in charge of anyway. Now, he says, even in the mindset of this unprecedented pandemic, the all-star teams behind every aspect of HBO Max will deliver a platform and a robust slate of content that is varied, of the highest quality and second to none. Yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm all for this. Now, interestingly enough, they say the HBO Max launch comes as Warner Media's brings on board a new CEO to lead the streaming charge. Jason Kilar, the founding CEO of Hulu, will start as chief executive of the AT&T owned media conglomerate. Now that's interesting because, of course, Hulu is owned by Disney now. So it's interesting that that's kind of part and parcel of what they're doing. Again, like I say, firmly targeting Disney. But what do you guys think about this? Is this something that you plan to get? Are you looking forward to this? I think this is actually going to be good. So let me know down below. Like I say, they are, and for those that are into horror, I know for a fact they are targeting some really good 80s classic horror movies to be turned into series, which I actually think could work as series. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that down below, that specific comment there. What would you want turned into a series from 80s horror? Let me know down below. Anyway guys, if you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much. Take care.